To Tell the Tooth is a very educational episode of Baby Looney Tunes. This is the second segment of the 10th episode of the first season, and Bugs loses a tooth. But before Bugs loses a tooth, he tells... It's really not that funny, but he tells a brilliant joke about Petunia and how she'll be able to fly because Granny told him... Well, she told him something about pigs'll fly. I won't give you the full joke. It's at the very beginning. It's the opening scene. But it really entertained me. And then Bugs bites into a carrot and he loses his tooth. So Granny tells him about the tooth fairy and he puts it under his pillow and he gets a quarter. And Daffy Duck is really jealous because ducks don't have teeth. And there's our first bit of information about ducks. So when Taz has a wobbly tooth, Daffy does everything he can to try and get that tooth, but will he succeed? I'll talk more in a moment with a spoiler warning about what exactly happens, but I really enjoyed it. It's very educational, but it also kind of made me feel a bit sick. I hate wobbly teeth, and I hated it when people at school, primary school, would twist their wobbly teeth round and round, and I actually feel sick talking about it. And there are some I know it's an animation, but there are some moments where we see the wobbly teeth up close and I can't deal with it. So it did kind of make me feel squeamish quite a bit, but it's also very educational as well. And we learned something about ducks molting, which I wasn't aware of. I wasn't aware that they lose their baby feathers and then get their big feathers kind of at the same time. So that was quite interesting. And then we have the concept of the feather fairy, which I love. But this all comes about because of something Daffy does. So I'll discuss with a spoiler warning now what exactly Daffy does. And also one moment that made me feel physically sick. So spoilers from now. The moment that made me feel physically sick is when Taz has the string around his tooth and Bugs just yanks it and it just comes out and I'm not a... It's a great episode, but if you're squeamish about teeth, it's difficult to watch. But Daffy decided to dress up as the Tooth Fairy, and I did not see that coming. So I have to say it rather entertained me. He looked the part. Maybe not the most beautiful Tooth Fairy interpretation I've ever seen, but certainly very entertaining. And his plan was ruined pretty quickly. I thought it was a really good episode. I hope it doesn't encourage children to pull at their teeth, but to be honest, I don't think most children need that much encouragement. When children have a wobbly tooth, particularly their first wobbly tooth, it's kind of a momentous occasion and a bit of a milestone as well, so I can understand why they'd be excited, but I can't. No, I can't. It's horrible. I'm going to stop thinking about it. Despite my squeamishness over wobbly teeth, I thought it was a really brilliant episode. Educational about ducks as well, which is always a pretty good thing. We also get, obviously, education about bunnies and the fact that they have teeth, whereas ducks don't, which I thought was just a really nice way to bring the characters' animals into perspective, as we had with the beginning, with Pigs'll Fly, with Petunia. So, yeah, definitely a really good episode.